Rich?
Arne, after the West Ham equaliser, I guess quite a lot of relief when Virgil heads in and you get the win like that?
I'll put the word quite out of this sentence. It was a big relief. Because Ali made sure that they didn't score earlier. They had multiple chances to score the 1-1 in the second half. Unfortunately, they scored one, which they didn't score, but we scored. And to be completely honest, it felt to me like, with I was expecting 2 minutes with maybe 3 or 4 minutes of added time, but all of a sudden 7 minutes were added on. So with no time wasting at all from both teams, it was a bit of a surprise for me. But okay, it helped because we scored a goal in extra time. Was it extra time or was it in regular time? No, just before. So, yeah, of course that was a relief because to me it felt after West Ham scored and the way the second half went, it was maybe more that we could expect them scoring. But our fans and our players fought differently because from the moment they scored the 1-1, we started playing again, we started pressing again. The fans were really loud at that moment of time, and already the chance from Lucio, some good counter-press moments which led to the corner kick, and then we saved a big set piece for a very important moment because in the modern game of football, set pieces, what is that important? And that's what we saw today again as well.
Virgil comes up with the winning goal, just underlines his importance to the club. He's just said it on TV that regarding his contracts, let's see what next week brings. Is there anything you want to say about that?
I think he means, let's see what next week means if we play Leicester City. Because that is at this moment of time by far the most important thing this club is looking at. 2 more wins. And I think the first 32 games have shown us how difficult it is, not only for us, but for every team. I repeat, every team in the Premier League to win a game of football. So the competition has never been as strong as it is this season. And that's what makes it so hard to win a game of football. So yeah, everybody can say, yeah, you have to win too. Yeah, we still have to win too. So we should be completely focused on that. And if in the meantime, a contract extension or whatever happens, but my full focus is on Leicester, and I'm sure Virgil's as well.
So I thought it'd be important to Alisson earlier on. Virgil obviously gets the goal. Mo has the sort of the moment of magic, I guess, that sets up your first goal. I mean, how important is it, you know, these players who've been around, their experience to sort of over the next few weeks really help get over the line?
Yeah, very important. Would not be completely fair to only talk about them, but I think we're, as a manager, looking for is always the ones that have achieved already a lot of things in their career, that they step up in the most important moments of the season. And I think it is always in the end of the season moments getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And today all 3 of them showed up, not only these 3, but you were asking me about these 3. In big moments, Alisson probably had his best game of the season today. And Virgil he scored the header that got us 3 points. And Mo was again very important in the first goal because and he was really lively also the first half. So I saw the Mo Salah again from most parts of the season.
Chris? What do you think happened in the second half when you see the team up front really pushing together to just something back to trying to hold?
First thing that doesn't happen, but is that they also have players, and that's what makes the Premier League so strong this season. I think there are 16 or 17 in the league, but I can name 1 or 2 players that could have easily played with us today as well, in terms of quality. So that is where the Premier League is about, and they use them more and more in the second half. These 2 quality players, and they have more, but I think Paqueta and Kudus were outstanding today, especially the second half. And maybe because we were 1-0 up and we conceded 1 or 2 chances, it led to a situation where we were a bit too afraid or didn't press hard enough anymore. It's them taking more and more risk, bringing a lot of players into the midfield, and they still had their threat in Dean Vrans with Bissaka, Bowen, and all the others. So yeah, it was a bit of both, but definitely credits to West Ham as well. But you don't only see this here. I see this every game that I watch. I don't watch every game of the Premier League, but the ones I do. I thought yesterday after 20 minutes, Crystal Palace is in a good place. And they could have scored 3-2, which was fractionally offside, and they lost 5-2. So these are the margins there are in the Premier League. which makes it such a hard league to play in, but also why it's so popular.
Oh, can I just ask about Darwin Nunez? Is he injured, or what's the reason for him not being involved today?
No, he went in yesterday because he didn't feel well, so he went in. So that's why he couldn't be in the team today.
Will?
Anna, yesterday you officially qualified for next season's Champions League, which is what the club were always looking for. Was that, when you came in, was that the main aim of the owners, is that they said get us into the Champions League just because how important it is? Do you feel like this is an overachievement in your first season?
I think it's the main aim for the club because they've experienced 2 years ago how much of an impact it is if you are not a part of the Premier League, Champions League, sorry. So yes, indeed, the main aim and what they told me is, look at the players, give your opinion about it, so we can go into this project in the second and the first year, but do qualify for the Champions League. And we all know that even the team that is at 16 at the moment has very good players, but the top 8 is, all of them have incredible players. So it's getting more difficult and more difficult to qualify for the Champions League. So, but to be honest, if you would have asked this question to me in the beginning of the season, I would say, oh, nice. But yesterday it wasn't I opened a bottle of wine because we qualified for the Champions League. We have now, of course, a bigger aim than only qualifying for the Champions League.
Arne, you mentioned obviously the reaction from the fans after West Ham equalised. Was that one of the reasons you went to the Kop afterwards? That's probably as animated as we've seen you after a game this season.
Yeah, and I think because we won a game of football where maybe for the first time this season that you could debate if we deserved to win this game. And then to win it at such a big moment where the fans helped us, I think that deserves, or how do you say it? That's why I think I tried to show a bit more how much I appreciate them through the whole season, but definitely today.
Peter, last one.
Just wondered, a good chance that you might win it here. How good would it be to win your first title for Liverpool actually at Anfield, bearing in mind the atmosphere that dictates it today?
If I have to win it 15 kilometers from here, or I don't care where to win it, we know we still have to win 2 more games, which is, I was trying to come back to that every single time, has been in 32 occasions difficult enough for us. So first win 2, and that's the only thing we should focus on. And this week we should try to improve more and more to give ourselves a better chance of winning a game of football next week, where we face Leicester and everybody can talk. But what I saw is that for the first time in 11 games they've scored 2 goals and got a result. So they probably have a bit more confidence going into that game now. And we've shown in the last 32 games that there's only been 2 or 3 wins that were quite comfortable, but the rest of them were very, very, very hard work. And that's our only focus. That's my only focus. Winning a game of football.